Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Game Boy Advance collection. So I have 17 games in my collection. All of these games are actually from my childhood, so much like some of my other video game collections, those are also from my childhood. I used to play Game Boy Advance a lot when I was younger because I would play like on road trips and stuff, and then I also play like when my brothers were playing on console. You can see here that I have a Game Boy Advance SP. This is what I would play on. I'd play on Game Boy Advance SP. This isn't my original Game Boy Advance, but this is a one that I picked up somewhat recently. My other Game Boy Advance SP actually kind of broke. And I used to have a lime green one, which I believe was exclusive to Best Buy, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm kind of mad that I broke that one, but this is the one I have now, and it works great. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the collection. So the first game I have here is Nicktoons Battle of Volcano Island. So this is a adventure platforming game with a bunch of Nicktoon characters. This one I don't remember as much. I don't remember playing this one as much, but you had different Nicktoon characters, obviously, like I said. So you have like Danny Phantom, SpongeBob, and Timmy from like Fairly Odd Parents. They all have different little abilities, and then you have to get through the levels using their abilities and such. But this was a pretty cool little game made by THQ. And then the next one we have here, this is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. So I remember playing this one quite a bit. It has a bunch of different elements to it. There's like a ship part of it, and then there's also a part where you're actually like fighting pirates and stuff on like islands and such. But it's a pretty fun game from actually what I remember. And I definitely actually kind of recommend it if you've never played it before. But I believe this is made by the TDK and Disney Interactive Studio. But pretty cool, again, little game that you might overlook. And then the next one I have here is Driver 2 Advance. This is by Atari. So this is a driver game, much like the PS1. This one I have quite a beef with. I remember when we had got it. I actually didn't really like this game all that much, and unfortunately this was my first experience with the Driver series, because again, I didn't own a PS1 back in the day, but yeah, I don't know, I just didn't really like this one. I haven't really played it as of recently, so maybe my opinion might change of it now, but didn't really like it. But I mean, again, it is a racing game, and if you like it, I mean, to each their own. So that's Driver 2 Advance. And then Namco Museum is the next game. So this has a very special place in my heart because I used to play this game a lot, and it kind of sparked my interest in older games, I would say. I mainly played Galaga on this one. Galaga is probably my favorite older retro arcade game now. And I have a bunch of different versions of Galaga as well. But this is a collection of Namco games, so it includes Miss Pac-Man, Pole Position, Dig Dug, Galaga, and Galaxian. Pole Position, I kind of have a beef with that game. I don't know, I never really liked it all that much. Or maybe it was just kind of hard for me when I was younger, but Pole Position specifically was like one of the few games I didn't like on there. But every other game, I would say, is a good port of all those arcade cabinets from back in the day. And again, kind of sparked my interest in retro gaming in terms of arcade cabinets. And then the next one I have here, this is Mary, Kate, and Ashley Sweet 16, License to Drive. So this is a driving game by Acclaim. This one, I believe, I actually found back in the day. I think someone must have dropped it, and I just picked it up or something. But this is a racing game. Not a very fun one, and I didn't really play that much of it. And it's Mary, Kate, and Ashley, so I mean, there's not really much to say other than that. And again, if you liked it, you liked it, but wasn't a big fan of that one. And then the next one I have here is Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits, so made by Majesco. So this is, again, sort of a greatest hits of Midway's games. So this has Defender, Joust, Sinistar, and Robotron. And I would say out of all of those, Robotron is definitely my favorite. Kind of like a, like a third-person stick shooter game. And again, that's my first introduction to those sort of old arcade cabinets. And Robotron, definitely my favorite. I mean, I like Defender as well, and Joust is pretty fun, but fun collection of games for sure. I definitely recommend those collections of games on Game Boy Advance, like Namco Museum. The next one I have here is Tony Hawk's Underground. So this is actually my first exposure to Tony Hawk games. And this one is a skating game, obviously arcade skating game. This one's actually pretty fun. It's kind of amazing how they like kind of got this to run on a Game Boy Advance. But most of the time I would just play the like free skate on this one. I was never really good at it, but it's still pretty fun game, like in terms of Tony Hawk games. And if you're looking to play it portable, I mean, this is definitely a way to go. And then the next one we have here is Pac-Man World. So Pac-Man World was also on PS1, so I believe this is a port of it. But this one's also very fun. I really like this game. Platforming game, obviously. And it's Pac-Man. But again, very fun platforming game. Not really much to say. Played this one quite a bit, but Pac-Man World is pretty classic for a little Game Boy Advance game. And the next one we have here is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So this game, I believe, came out after Kingdom Hearts. We originally, or my family, played Kingdom Hearts originally. I mean, I really enjoyed Kingdom Hearts, so we ended up picking up this one. This one I don't quite remember as much. The only thing I can remember about it was that it's sort of different in terms of the mechanics. You play with like cards, or there's cards to use in like the RPG. In terms of the like strategy, or in terms of the what do you call it, the game mechanics. So the game mechanics like involve cards, but for as much as I remember it, it was actually pretty fun, and we kind of picked it up again because we played Kingdom Hearts, but obviously it's not as good as that, but still a pretty decent game on Game Boy Advance. And the next one we have here is Wolfenstein 3D. So this is made by id and BAM. So this is actually probably my first exposure to a Doom-like game. And this is actually, I would say, a great port of Wolfenstein. It's just really great. Great FPS game, great Doom-style type of game. I'm even surprised my parents let me get this game back in the day, but Wolfenstein is great. Kill Nazis and stuff, but pretty fun shooting game, like I said. And the next one we have here is Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. So this is made by Rare, THQ. So I never actually played Banjo-Kazooie back in the day. It's one of the few 3D platformers we didn't actually own on N64. So this game is actually my first exposure to Banjo-Kazooie. But this is actually a good, very good Banjo-Kazooie game. I really enjoyed this one. I don't think I actually ever beat it, but it's a platforming game. And yeah. It's a great game. And then the next one we have here, this is Donkey Kong Country 2. So these are going to be like the stronger games, or what people might recognize a little bit more. So this is Donkey Kong Country 2, made by Rare. So this is a port, obviously, but this is a great port. I played this game to death. I also played Donkey Kong Country 1 on Game Boy Advance, but for some reason, I think I lost it, or because these games are obviously pretty small. I think I misplaced it, but I also played the first Donkey Kong Country as well. But there's not really much to say besides Donkey Kong Country 2 is just a fantastic platforming game, and I definitely recommend, whether you play it on Game Boy Advance or whether you play it on Super Nintendo. And then the next game I have here is Pokemon Emerald version. So this is the version that I played. My brother had Sapphire, and then we would trade back and forth and play with each other. I really enjoy Emerald. I think this is probably the best version, and I believe you can get all the Pokemon, or all the legendary Pokemon. So you can get Rayquaza, Groudon, and what's the other guy? Kyogre. But I don't think I actually ever got Groudon, if I'm not, or I didn't get Kyogre, excuse me, if I'm not mistaken. But very fun Pokemon game. And this is sort of like my first exposure. I played a little bit of the older Pokemon games, but this is the one I really, really got into. And again, it's a very fantastic game. But unfortunately, this doesn't save anymore, so I have to change out the battery on this one. And the next one we have here is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So this is a great RPG game, turn-based RPG game. I don't know if this is actually the first in the Mario and Luigi series, but this game is actually very fun. This one, too, I actually don't think I beat from back in the day. There were some parts of it that were kind of hard for me, but this also includes the original Mario Brothers arcade game, which is also very fun. I actually spent a lot of time playing that as well on here, but again, very fantastic Mario and Luigi turn-based game. And then the next one I have here, this is Super Mario Advance 4, so it's Super Mario Brothers 3, and this one also includes the original Mario Brothers game. Super Mario 3, or Super Mario Brothers 3, fantastic platforming game, obviously. Probably one of the best Super Mario games in terms of the 2D platformers, and this is just a great port of it, and of course it's great to play on the GBA and to play on the go in general. And then the next one I have here, this is Mario Golf Advanced Tour. So this is a Mario Golf game, obviously. I mean, there's not really much to say about golf games in general, but this one in particular is pretty fun. I don't remember anything like specific that like stood out to me, but it's just a solid golf game, and definitely recommend if you want to play like a golf game on the go. And it's Mario, so you gotta love that. And then the last game I have in my collection is Advance Wars. So this is a turn-based strategy game. Turn-based strategy game where you control like a little army, and then you have different types of like infantry and like tanks and such, and then like aircrafts. But very fun game. They also released the newer Switch game that includes both the first and second one, which I also recommend highly. But again, much like my other games, I didn't actually beat this one back in the day. It was a little too hard for me, but definitely recommend this one. Very, very fun Game Boy Advance game. So that is everything in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what was your favorite Game Boy Advance game back in the day, and let me know if I should start picking maybe some up. Kind of want to start collecting more for handhelds. Again, kind of stop just because like I used to play these more back in the day, and I collect more for console now. But you guys can let me know maybe what I should pick up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.